Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking some Relatable Outlaw. It's 20% THC. It's a hybrid. It does not say whether it is a sativa or an indica, so it must be like a full 50-50. It's a nice one. I like it. It's a middle of the road. So that's what was in the bong. That's also what's in the joint. That's right. I got my glass tips in. You can see how, look at this, okay? I know it's a big filter, but like, honestly, they're so good. Anyway, check that out. Awesome, right? So we're gonna smoke that. That's the glass tip. You can see it's like a little duck mouth kind of thing going on there. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully. So we're smoking on this right now. It's a good one. It's a nice, even middle of the road thing. Took a dab earlier in the week. It was huge. It was rocked for a little while. It was awesome. But I still think I also think I'm still on a little bit of 420 shit. Because the other day I was smoking. Light your joints. Cheers. Happy Friday. Or whatever day it is that you are watching or listening to this. So, yeah, I must still be on my 420 shit because I was smoking a joint the other day and I've been watching a lot of like sci-fi shows. I just started watching Dark Matter. I'm undecided on whether I like it or not. But it got me to thinking, like, I wonder what it'd be like to smoke weed in space, man. You know? I read somewhere, or probably read a headline, and not like a full article, that said that when you are in space, you grow by like 2 inches. Now I'm assuming it's not obvious, but it's obvious to me. Fuck this, I'm high already, man. I haven't smoked yet. This is my first bowl and joint of the day. Anyway, so yeah, you grow 2 inches when you're in space, apparently, because I'm assuming, like I said, the no gravity thing. So like your body just kind of like floats there, expands a bit. I heard that when you get back, you have to kind of like, there's a little bit of atrophy that happens, or a fair amount of atrophy. Again, I don't know this 100%. I read an article on this, but it made me think. What the fuck would it be like to be in space and high? Because you're just floating there, right? So, do you just feel like a floating head? I wonder. Your limbs are all free to just like noodle out and doodle. You know what I mean? Like, or would you fucking panic? Because you can't, like, I would assume that when you're in space, if you're high and you're floating through the cabin of the ship, right? All sausage style. Baked out, red-eyed. I wonder if you could even get high, because you can't light it. Can you? I don't know. What's the deal with like fire in space? That I don't know either. Maybe you have to vaporize everything in space. Vape it all. Anyway, my point was that you're floating through the fucking hulls of the ship all baked out, right? Woo, fun. And like, would you feel, at a certain point, I would think that you would get into the rhythm of the high, and then you would just feel like a floating head. Boom, 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 boom. Like down the hall, like, hey, Bob. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what would it be like to walk on the fucking moon high, dude? Oh, dude. How much fun would that be? Oh. I'm telling you. Think about this. Alright, so it's fucking apocalypse, or it's after the apocalypse. You're the first few people on a space station that have jumped off Earth. Everything on Earth is gone. And, well, not gone, but like uninhabitable, right? And then kind of like the 100. See, I told you, I've been watching a lot of sci-fi shit lately. Anyway, like the 100, where there's like some poor people, essentially like the grounders, is that what they're called or something, on Earth. And then all the rich, fancy-ass people up in the fucking thing, right? So you're like one of the first people out to the new spot, right? You get all baked because you find a way. I mean, come on, let's be honest. We smoke weed. We MacGyver how to smoke it. We're going to MacGyver a way to get it, right? Let's be serious here, okay? So you're doing that. You're floating around. Dude, that'd be so trippy. Just dude, it would be awesome. And then, okay, so that's like your first week is floating around space high as, or floating around the thing high as fuck. Then you decide, I could go on a spacewalk, right? So let's say like now you can go to the moon. There's like you could walk around. Like that's your exercise. Is getting out in the spacesuit in the open, fresh, nothingness or vastness of space. And then you're boop, doop, doop, bouncing around on the moon all baked out. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome. Come on. You tell me that fucking, you would not turn into Super Hops McGee. I would. I'd just be like, ba-doing, ba-doing. Dude, it'd be awesome. It'd be so fucking trippy. But then I wondered, okay, after I had all that thought, then I wondered, what happens if you just freak the fuck out? Now, the thought in my head at this time, thinking of this one thing, was that you were in a rocket ship, not like a whole, space station, like super advanced space station. Like you're just in a rocket ship. You're an astronaut. You're out in space doing like your Chris Hadfield kind of thing, right? So you're just in there, but you get baked. Maybe edibles. You can only do edibles. That'd be the thing. And that's even better for the floaties when you're on Earth. So imagine what the fuck that would be like if you weren't on edible, or if you were on edibles with the floaties already floating. I'm saying, think about that. How fucking cool would that be? So you're Chris Hadfield, you're in a rocket ship, or the space station, whatever, the space station now. You're high as shit, right? You're used to being high, you're prepared for space, you've been to space, but would you panic? Think about a green out in space. Dude, a green out in space would possibly be the worst fucking thing to happen. You'd have nowhere to go. You'd have to strap yourself in. But the feeling of being strapped in the green out would make the green out worse, right? So I wonder, would you panic? Like you couldn't give somebody weed for the first time in space. You couldn't take them to space and be like, have some weed. You definitely freak the fuck out. Especially if the planet was just all of a sudden uninhabitable and now you have to live on a space station. You're like, dude, fucking relax. Smoke some of this. And then the guy's like, yeah. And then he hands you the joint back and all of a sudden you just see it on his face. There's nowhere to go, man. Dude, relax. Can't do that to someone. That wouldn't be fair. But it would be trippy as shit to be high in space. I think floating in space would be like super fun. Especially if you're high. Like the closest thing that I could think to it, you ever been high in water? Like got in a pool, all baked out, and you're just floating like a starfish, and the water covers your face like this, so you can only see and breathe, and everything you hear is underwater. You ever done that? It's fucking cool. But the problem with it is you get high, and you forget that you're floating in the pool, because it feels like nothingness around you. Like it only feels like whatever's above the surface is there. So your face and your head. That's it. That's trippy enough. Now, you take that feeling and you put it in fucking space. Dude, you got float, whoop, 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 right? And then you're looking out the little portholes of the ship. If you're on an advanced space station, you're standing out in like your, man-made garden, looking out at stars and the vast emptiness of space. Like, dude, you get high up there. If you were like a veteran pot smoker and you were in space, getting high in your man-made garden, looking out into the great beyond, that'd be awesome. Think of all the shit you could ponder. And then, of course, us being people, we'd see like little flashes of light, be like, alien! Dude, we're the fucking alien now. We left. Okay? So, like, you can't be. You're an alien. So, but how fucking awesome would that be? And the possibility, look, man, okay? I'm not saying that there is aliens. I'm just saying I can't believe that there is not some other form of life. We can't be the most advanced, can we? And if we are, wouldn't there be something that's relatively close? So if we found that relatively close, version or species, you know, like, it'd be awesome. Because then you could, like, teach and live and whatever. I don't know, man. I don't think that we're, like, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm envisioning myself on a platform looking out to space and this fucking alien dude comes down. He's like, hey, man, what's up? You're like, oh, shit. Dude, I'm smoking a joint. What's up with you? And then he's all like, can I have some? And you're like, yeah. And he takes like big hauls, but like he's made different, right? So like maybe he's got gills. And he like inhales. And then he exhales, but comes out as gills. Like, you know? That'd be fucking crazy, man. That'd be so cool. But yeah, that's what I wonder what it would be. I wonder if I would freak out or if I'd have an amazing time in space all baked. I feel like I'd probably lean towards the I'm having a way better time in space baked than like upset or worried about it, you know? Because how can you, like, that's what we do, isn't it? Like, as a pothead, you smoke the weed and you ponder shit, right? You think about, like, what's beyond us, what's something different, what else is out there. You know, things can't just be like this, because this is, like, okay, it's good, but it's also got, like, a lot of weird stuff. So, like, there's got to be other weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know that was weird, but weird stuff. Anyway, yeah, so I've been pondering that, because I feel like I'm still on my 420 celebrations, because I've been pondering that all fucking week. Well, all week. 2 days. 3 days. So, I don't know, man. I want to try it, but I know I'll never get the chance to try it. And also, implanted defibrillator robot, like, the best I could be is, like, C-3PO. Okay, or some shit like that. R2-D2, whatever. No, R2-D2's too good. I'd be C-3PO. I'd be the dorky fucking robot guy. Here you go, man. Trying to get high, but I'm a robot. You can't do it anymore. Oh, weed. Loved it. Your fucking bolts fall out. Yeah, that'd be weird. But how much fun would it be to get fucking just like Neil Armstrong? Okay? I know you can't do it. Like, there's probably something that happens to you if you smoke weed and you're in space, and the next thing you know, like, you don't exist. You know, some shit like that is gonna happen. But if you could, like, if you were Neil Armstrong, you go to the moon. Guys are like, dude, I wonder if he said, what was it? I don't know when it was. I don't remember the year because I'm high as shit right now. But, like, there's a possibility. Probably not a very big possibility, but there's a possibility that he, before he stepped out of the thing onto the moon, that he smoked a joint. It's not a big possibility. I'm saying, like, it's possible, nobody knows. And you know he'd never admit to it. And I'm not saying that he did it. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Okay? So imagine what it would be like, the first guy on the moon. First moon walk for this dude. And he's high as shit, just bouncing. Boing. 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 Like, dude, come on. You ever been on a trampoline high? I can't do that. I did it once. My legs do not like to work like that. My legs, when I'm high, my legs do not want any part of any kind of effort to do anything. Because the muscles, as soon as I get high, the muscles in my legs just go, oh, break. So that's why, also, high in space, you're not really, like, how often are you using your legs? You probably swim more, so it's probably more upper body work, which is fine. I could do that. I could do that in my sleep high. You know? But dude, think about how cool it would be just to fucking float in space. In a spacesuit. Okay, here's a thought I had. And it's like, it started off awesome and it ended up terrifying. Okay? So, I'm in space, right? I'm baked. Just smoked a joint. And I decide I want to go outside the spaceship. So I'm tethered off to the spaceship or whatever I've arrived in space in. Elon Musk's Tesla. I hitched a ride. So I'm in there and I'm out hanging out in space, just floating, as the high hits, right? High comes in. Oh man, look at all the stars and shit, dude. Whoa. You know? And at first, like the first 20 minutes, 45 minutes, man, this is a great time. And then you're facing away from the ship. So you forget that it's there because you're high. I'm high in this scenario. And the next thing you know, you forget that everything else is around you and you forget. And now you're just floating in space. Terrifying thought. Okay? And I snapped out of it. But no, it was I wonder how I would react in space while high. Part of me thinks that I would freak the fuck out and be like, oh my God, things are happening that are bad. And then another part of me thinks that I'd just be like, dude, space. Can we go to that planet? Wait, is that a planet? It's a ball of light. Okay. What about that one? It's a fireball. Oh, okay. Well, what the shit? We're surrounded by fire and a vacuum. And at the same time, floating things. And missiles. Like, a comet's a missile. A space missile. Okay? You hear me? You're surrounded by that shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're high in space, I feel like you essentially go one or two. Like, you can't get high every day, I don't think. Because I think paranoia would fucking pop in on your everyday highness. And the next thing you know, you'd seriously believe that some bad shit's going to happen. But maybe the moving to space part is the advancement of a civilization. And maybe it's not so bad. Maybe if there are other alien races that are advanced or at the same level as us, or what, the rating scale, whatever, however you want to put it, okay? Like wherever you sit on the level of advancement, there's got to be a few above, a few below, some in the middle with us, right? We're probably in the middle, I would think. I don't know. And then, so, like, now all of a sudden, it's not just like a global, it's a universal, community. Now, I maybe not everybody's nice, but maybe everybody is nice. Maybe we're the dum-dums. Maybe we're the dum-dums that think like fighting is the way to deal with shit. Maybe everybody else in the solar system is like, if there's other things, people, entities, whatever, out there, like, maybe they're looking at us going like, why are you fighting? You don't have to. Just trade shit. We all got to work together here because it's the only way it's going to fucking work. I think that's the more likely thing to happen than Independence Day. Or of course, like a major natural disaster is probably more likely than any of those things. But I'm saying, yeah. So I wonder what the fuck it would be like to be all baked in space. And the closest thing I got to that experience, I think, was laying in my backyard pool, high as shit, on a sunny afternoon when I was like 18 or 19, I think. And in that moment of lying there, like, woo, all comfortable and happy, I forgot that I was high. Also, that I was in a pool. So when I realized it and tried to stand up, I floated to the deep end and I sunk. There is a second of panic when you go underwater when you're high, but then you're like, whoa, wait, hold on. It feels like you're in Jello. It's like it's way, I don't know, man. It feels cool. If you haven't done it, you should do it. You should definitely give yourself a chance to get high and get in some water somewhere, man. Because floating in water when you're baked is so awesome. And I imagine that floating in space while you're baked would also be so awesome. Yeah, I really think that. And that's my thought off the stem for this week. Dude, I'm fucking high. This stuff is good. If you get a chance, try it. Redicon Outlaw. It's not overly expensive, but Redicon does know how to grow their shit. Because they've had some other stuff, some other strains that I really enjoy too. Yeah, they're good. And again, I don't get paid to promote any of this. I'm just telling you what I like. But hey, if anybody out there wants to, work with me, give me a shout. All right, that's my thought on the STEM this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you had a good week. I hope you have a great Friday. I hope you have a good weekend. And I hope you come back next Friday at 4:20 on way with that. I don't know. I hope you come back next Friday at 4:20 p.m. on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes. What else? YouTube. Wherever you get a podcast. Check it out. If you're watching YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Anchor, check out the YouTube. If you're Anchor, if you're on the YouTube, dude, all right. If you're on YouTube, check out Anchor. Whichever you're on, subscribe to both. Man, I'm high. I'm having a great day. I hope you do too. And don't forget to check out the link tree in the description for the links to both and our merch and some glassware from the guys at I Sell Glass. They make amazing stuff. And yeah. Other goodies and other fun stuff. Check it out. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby.